Hey guys, it's DW. It's been a very long month since the last time that I put out a video. I just got home and it's late. It's almost 9, so I guess it's not super late, but I'm probably gonna end up doing most of this tomorrow or the next day or sometime. I might not end up doing it tonight. We'll see how things go because I gotta get unpacked. So it's been a month. It's been a crazy month, which means I have a lot to talk about. So the first week I was traveling, coming home from Iraq, and then the last 3 weeks I was at home on leave. So I'm basically just gonna go chronologically, talking about, like army shit, and then my leave adventures, and then probably some more army shit stuff. And yeah, I drove all day today and all day yesterday coming back up from Texas to Kansas, so that's a 12-hour drive. I was in the car with my grandma. So I guess first off would be my travel back from Iraq. Military travel in and of itself is always an interesting adventure. So we first kept getting our flight dates pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, which happens. I mean, planes being available and then not being available and breaking down and not being able to get the parts and yada yada yada, whatever. So that happens a lot, especially with military planes. And then when we finally did get a plane, we got on a plane from Iraq to Germany. Anyway, so we landed in Germany, and as soon as we got off the plane, another flight crew came on and started saying, hey, get all your vehicles off the plane, we're taking this plane. And we started freaking out, like, whoa, 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 this plane was supposed to be ours, all the way back to Kansas. Like, we were only supposed to have like a 12-hour layover. Like, what's going on now? So anyway, this new flight crew says, well, hey, it's under the president's authority that we are commandeering this plane and taking it up to Spain. So we're like, okay then. We didn't argue with that. We got stuck in Germany for like 3 or 4 days. It wasn't too bad though. German beer was nice. I had one German beer, and it was pretty good. We got to eat in some little German cafes, and that was fun, and just kind of look a little bit at the German countryside. We didn't get to go out and do a lot of tourism stuff because we were mostly trying to find out when our next flight was going to be. But anyway, it was pretty cool. And so we finally got our flight back. We were on a C-17, which is, it's a big cargo plane. It was me and 2 other guys in my unit transporting vehicles back from Iraq. We were one of the last flights to leave. So we were on this cargo plane, right? And it's really, really nice because on the cargo plane, on the C-17s at least, you've got the cargo deck area, and then you've got along the sides, you've got seats that fold out, and they kind of like slide out a little bit and they fold down. They're not, like amazing seats, but they're little, like, seats anyway. And you have to sit in them during takeoff and landing and, during turbulence and whatnot. But for the rest of the flight, you can get out your blankets from your baggage, because your baggage is just strapped down right next to you. You're in the cargo area. So you can get out your blankets and lay down on the strip where the cargo's not strapped and take a nap, and it was glorious. So that was a really cool trip. And then my dad came and picked me up from Kansas after I did all my initial checking back in and whatnot. And we drove down to Texas. One of my best friends surprised me. She flew down into Wichita, which is about 2 hours south of here. It's between here in Texas. Yeah, so we took 2 days. So it was Saturday and Sunday we were driving, and then I got home Sunday evening, and I got home Sunday evening, and then I chilled for a couple days. We just didn't do much. It was just kind of like for me to calm down and, get used to being back at home. I got to spend some time with my little sister, and she's 2, and that was really great. I love seeing her. And then Wednesday, that was the day that our president came out and did his whole Twitter thing with transgender soldiers not being allowed in the U.S. military or whatever. So I actually decided I'm not going to talk about the whole Trump thing on this video because that's a whole nother topic that I'm not going to get into right now because it could be its own video. Anyway, later that day I got to go ice skating with the same friend that came and picked me up, or that came and surprised me in Wichita. And we went ice skating, and then we went to go see Wonder Woman because I hadn't seen it yet, and that movie is good. If you haven't seen it, totally recommend. And then we went out for dinner. I took her out for her graduation because she just graduated college back in May, so I took her out for a graduation dinner, and we had a lot of fun. It was either Thursday or Friday. I drove, or I didn't drive. I didn't have my driver's license at that point in time. My mom drove me halfway. I met with my cousin, and my cousin drove me the rest of the way to Houston. And so I spent some time with my aunt and uncle and my 2 cousins. And then Sunday, I went with my cousin to Houston Warped Tour, and that was really good. It was a really good experience. It was my first concert, and I got to see, let's see who was there. Andy Black was there, and Bowling for Soup was there, and those were the 2 big ones that I really wanted to see. I saw some other little ones, you know, kind of in between, because it was in a really like compact area. I was expecting it to be spread over a wider area, but it was like maybe 2-minute walk between the different stages. So I got to see quite a like bits and pieces of a lot of different bands, and you know, a lot of them were pretty good, some of them not so much. But you know, I really went and I got the tickets to go see Andy Black and Bowling for Soup, and I wanted to go see I Prevail too, but they were at the end of the night and we didn't get to go see them. But I got to see Andy Black, and that was pretty awesome because I've been listening to his music and Black Veil Brides' music, which he's the lead singer for that band, and they've been a band for, you know, years and years and years. He's just doing solo stuff now. On the side, he's still with Black Veil Brides. Anyway, I've been listening to them for a really, really long time, and, you know, their music, I don't know, their music had a really big impact on my life when I was a kid because, you know, I was really basically a scene kid. And, you know, it was really cool to go and stand in concert, and, you know, like I was pretty close to the stage, so I was probably within 50 feet of the guy, and it was really an interesting experience to go and stand 50 feet from this guy that I had been listening to for years on end, and that had basically talked me through some of the hardest points in my life. You know, it was really an amazing experience to go and sing with this guy. You know, it was almost like moving, like I almost cried. It was so moving to go and be able to stand and sing with this guy because him and the rest of Black Veil Brides pretty much, like, you know, they changed my life. You know, they were there for me when I didn't feel like I had anybody else, and that was pretty amazing. It sounds weird to talk about a band that way, if you're not like someone who's had that experience, but if you are, then you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I got to see Bowling for Soup, and that was pretty cool. I actually got to go and meet the band and get some signatures and get some pictures taken with them. So that was Warped Tour. We ended up leaving sometime in the afternoon just because we were both getting hot and tired, and, you know, we didn't feel like, my cousin was getting super sunburned because he forgot sunscreen, so we had to leave, but that's okay. That next Monday, I went to SeaWorld with my little sister and my mom. And my little sister, let me tell you, she loves SeaWorld. She loves anything to do with animals and the ocean. Later that week, I got this awesome thing called a driver's license. Yeah, look at it, it's awesome. No, I don't have the real thing yet, but I'll be getting it soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed, we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, I got my driver's license, and I got my grandma's old car, so I'll be driving that. I have a ride to work now. That's awesome. Funny story, actually, before I got my driver's license, I got a ticket because I learned to drive in Iraq. I never really had a permit, but anyway, I was practicing my parallel parking at home, and apparently my mom's little license plate light was out, and we got pulled over, and my driving was fine. It wasn't because of my driving or anything, but we got pulled over and we got a ticket, and I got a ticket because I was the one driving, and I didn't have a license yet. So yeah, but I got it all paid off and taken care of, so there's that. I helped my mom set up a classroom. She's a teacher, and I didn't really do a whole lot the last week. It was mostly just, chilling out. I got to go and hang out with my old journalism crew, so that was fun. That was really enjoyable. We went to supper. We were like the loudest table, obviously. We're a bunch of nerds just hanging out. And so I got back yesterday, and I went to hang out with one of my friends last night at his place with his roommates, and we ended up watching Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King, the extended edition. It's really, really late, but that's just my update on where I've been the last month and why y'all haven't seen me. But I'll be around every week again, hopefully. So watch for new videos on Wednesdays. Like, subscribe, come back, and I'll see you around.